We're previewing Manchester United's match on the weekend against Tottenham Hotspur. Sir Ange and his men. Oh, Harry Kane, now he's gone. They're coming up to Old Trafford to Manchester for a big match. 10th versus 11th, mid-table rivalry. We're going to be duking it out. And United's back against the wall once again. Where do you think we are? It's not even the end of the month, and things are already falling apart for Erik ten Hag and his Red Devils. My cheeks are red. It's hot in the pod room, so we're getting fired up. Twente, they did it. And then here we are, must-win territory, really tough 3 games. And United fans are frustrated. We're frustrated because we think we're going to see a response, but this team lacks mentality. They lack guts. They just lack the necessary spine to be a Manchester United side. You know, we have seen teams with much less skill fight with much more heart for the badge, and we just ain't seeing it. Manager, captain, players, I don't know what it is, but something's amiss at Manchester United, and I think I speak for most fans who, you know, we're just so frustrated by seeing all this crap football and lack of heart. There's just not enough guts in this team.
Sir, it's Tottenham. 3 points. We get those 3 points. We're well on our way to repairing all the frustration that we felt against FC 20. We're the Muppet Take. We're going to shoot you straight. It ain't great. It's been a tough decade. Ten Hag,
It ain't great.
By the hair on his chinny chin, he kept that job with that FA Cup win. And man, this season to start has been a stumble. And we got to get this ship turned around right quick. And the best way to do it would be against Spurs.
That's about right. They should be Spurs.
Spurs, Porto, and Villa. If we could dig deep, if we could make an adjustment. Is he going to drop Bruno? Show me what you got. Like, we need something. We got to find something. And right now we're looking for something because we're getting a little better. Maybe we're conceding less. We still got 0 goal difference in the league. It's not that much better. It's not that much exciting where you're pumping on that badge with these victories and inspiring performances. We need something. And these lads got to dig deep and they got to find it. And we need to find it fast because this malaise, this mediocrity that is creeping into this club can't stand. And fans, we just have to call it out when we see it. And man, Crystal Palace, second half, not good enough. Twente, wet noodle energy, low energy performance. That's not what this club is about. And we need to find dogs and we need to let those dogs run on Sunday against Tottenham Hotspur because we need 3 points.
And we need 3 points, and you're right, and we're already back in crisis mode. Crisis mode. That seems to be the only time we can get a response out of this side because you and I, we've watched a lot of shit football. We've watched, over 100 matches with this manager as Manchester United manager. And this point, you know, I don't think it's tactics. I think it's mentality. This team is lacking the heart necessary to go out there and play like a Manchester United side. And I have to say something, so I got to cut our boys bad. But what pains me is that my beloved Manchester United play. They have the outlook of a Tottenham Hotspur. One of the softest teams in the history of the EPL, the perennial losers that just, you know how to lose better than anybody else. Just soft serve FC, and United look that way. We just look lost. We look like we're going through the motions. And this team's got talent. This is one of the most talented United sides we've had in years. The players that have been brought in are players. They have it. Maz is a player. De Ligt's a player. Ugarte looks a dog. But like at the end of the day, they respond to leadership. Who's going to be the leader that steps up? Is it Ten Hag? Is it Bruno? Is it somebody else? But somebody's got to get this team fired up for a big game because we got to be playing better than Spurs and we got to be beating Spurs and getting all 3 points.
You said it. 3 points are bust on Sunday. Quick PSA for the podcast. You like the American Red Devils, you need the Muppet Take in times of crisis. We're here for you. Check out our YouTube page. You're at crisis. I don't think it's crisis.
No, it is.
We're pre-crisis. We're like,
I see the crisis coming.
The hurricane warning, you know, we have storm systems brewing out on the Gulf. It's like it could be headed our way. It could all of a sudden take a turn. If we win at Spurs, like the storm kind of goes off the coast, you know. So let's just not say it's crisis just yet. But we're pre-crisis. We can be in crisis depending on the next 3 games go. And oh, by the way, we're in the electric chair already. I'll say it's the electric chair. It's like because like we're like 1 game away from like Villa like 4-0 or like Spurs like 4-1 or like Porto just clapping us. And like we just got to avoid the hurricanes as best we can. But if you like the Muppet Take, Check out our YouTube page. If you don't think it's a hurricane warning, please comment below, like, subscribe, do all those great things. And if you want to be a top Muppet, check out our Patreon page, behind the scenes episode every month. Tons of benefits. Patreon.com/AmericanReddevils. AmericanReddevils.store. Get a hat, get a scarf, get some merch. Eric Ten Hag, Red Army. Support the bald man. He needs it. He's sweating on the touchline. We're sweating in the bunker. AmericanReddevils.com. Check out our article. Alex wrote an article about the new plan to redevelop the waterfront, and Old Trafford looks unbelievable. Sir, tell them about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Red Devils. Great way to support the pod wherever you listen. Even better, we're still giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of that review to americanreddevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear, send it right to your door anywhere in the world, sir. Pre-crisis, I think hurricane warning, we're filling up the sandbags. That's where we're at. It's like we don't know if a crisis is coming, but we're getting ready for it. And, hey, the best way to change the tide is just get a fucking win. Get a win, get a result, get 3 points.
All right, we got a next match against Tottenham Hotspurs. The Spurs. The choke artists. North London. And
Hurricane.
Alex famously jinxed this match by making fun of Ange Postecoglou.
I'm not allowed to make fun of Spurs. Come on.
No, you said he was bad. Now we're going to play him. We're going to see what he's made of, sir. Looks like he can eat a few meat pies. I don't know who could eat more meat pies, you or Ange Postecoglou.
I don't know. I'd like to see it. I think we'll find out based on how this team lines up, sir. Because if they come out and they show more heart than we do, then we know something is truly wrong with this team and this club. I think we worry that already. But Ange, he's coming. He's coming with that pie appetite, sir. He's under pressure too. They haven't had a great start. They're sitting right around us on the table. They need to win as much as we do, so they're going to be fired up.
It's the Premier League. Will kick off Sunday, September 29th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Google has United to win 41%, Spurs to win 34%, sir. It's going to be at Old Trafford in front of the 70,000 faithful. Stretford End are rocking. Weather. Give us our weather forecast in the UK.
Low 50s, high chance of rain. Actually, the rain chance came down a bit. It was high, like 70% chance of rain. So could be some wetness like we saw today at Old Trafford or the other day with Twente. But, hey, I think that feeds us well. I think United does well in the rain. But the weather shouldn't be an issue. Where are we eating, sir? Where am I eating? It's Alex's Scran Watch. I'm going to Old Trafford. I'm going to Bishop's Blaze. They got English breakfast. Just make sure you get there early. Grab yourself a table. I'm not a big beans and toast guy, but
this guy loves beans. Fried beans.
Do not like beans, but I like everything else on the plate. But there you go. That's what I'm eating before this match. Spurs. Who are they, sir? Cockerdoodle. Who's that bird on they got?
The cockerel.
Cockerel. To dare is to do. Tell us about him.
Little history on Spurs, founded in 1882. Like you said, their emblem is the cockerel standing on top of a football with the motto, Audere est facere, Latin, to dare is to do. The club basically don't win nothing. Nicknamed the Lily Whites, sir. That's appropriate. Don't like them. Usually we smoke them.
Usually. Lads is Tottenham.
Not
anymore.
Famously, Lads is Tottenham, but not anymore. They finished last season in 5th, cooked us, currently sitting in 10th. They're more on our wavelength. You did famously jinx this match, saying Ange Postecoglou is no good.
Jinx.
You said he's no good.
Jinx.
What is this?
That doesn't mean they can't beat us. Twente were also no good.
What is this man going to cook up away at Old Trafford?
He's a very interesting manager. I mean, the one thing I cannot fault him at is his background is very unique for football coaches. 59-year-old Greek international, grew up in Australia with Aussie citizenship, bounced around Aussie football, then went to Japanese football for a bit, went to Celtic before moving to Spurs. And he was he was like, the hot article last year when Spurs had a hot start. They had a tough year, better year than we did. But he's back on the hot seat because they're sitting mid-table like we are, sir. Low block. They like the low build-up. He sets his team up usually in a 3-3-5 formation. Goalkeeper, we've heard this before, acts as center back. Fullbacks invert, coming into midfield. They like to overload. We've been trying to do that, but Ange. And they're going to come at us, sir, but they got some new players, Solanke. You know, they got a number 9. They got a number 9 or a proven goal scorer in the EPL.
No, he's going to press us high. That should be good for United because they're going to be game. They're going to come into our house, and we should be able to get behind with Garnacho, Rashford, Ahmad, and co. It'll be interesting to see what Erik ten Hag cooks up. The real question is the midfield, Ugarte, Eriksen, Bruno. We saw Eriksen playing in that more defensive role. Didn't work out against Twente. Probably wouldn't play him there against Spurs. You're maybe looking at a Kobe Ugarte combination. They haven't played a lot. You got Casemiro, who's eating some Burger King on the bench. Lots of different choices for Erik ten Hag. Lots of questions for Manchester United. Tottenham Hotspur, you want to break down their transfers that they brought in?
I mean, the big one was Solanke. So they obviously brought in Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth. 64 million euros. That feels like a fucking bargain for a player of his quality, scoring high teens in the EPL. So that's a really good pickup. Archie Gray from Leeds is a highly rated youngster. You know, a couple other kids, good recruitment, young 18, 19, 18-year-olds. So they're obviously thinking for the future. Dyer left. Obviously, they lost Kane a year ago. So they're not spending a huge amount of money, but I think Solanke's going to be a danger man. You know, he already got his first goal last game. They had a big comeback. We'll get into that in a second against Brentford. Brentford went ahead early, and they were actually dominating the game. And then Spurs, they got a goal, and then they poured it on and opened it up. So they're, you know, challenging start. Like I said, they lost to Newcastle, they lost to Arsenal, but they're going to come out ready to rock and bring it to United at Old Trafford.
Yeah, drawing to Leicester City on the opening game in the season. Salty Vardy getting that goal. They did beat Tottenham 4-0. Lost to Newcastle. Lost to Arsenal in the North London Derby. But again, they gave him a game there. Is Manchester United going to be losing to Arsenal by a goal? Beat Coventry in the third round. Still conceded. And like you said, comeback win against Brentford. Solanke did get a goal, but it was sort of a tap-in. They do play Quarabag FK, you know, the famous Quarabag.
Heavies of Europe.
The Quarabags
FK.
of Europa League. They are in Europa League with us.
In the mud.
Incredible. We do have that day of rest that should be advantage United.
We're playing at home. That should help United.
Lifetime versus Tottenham, 196, drawn 51, lost 54. First time we played them, 1899, 1-1. We drew in the FA Cup. As far as their starting 11, very interesting. The youngster Johnson got a goal, number 22. He looks very lively on the right wing for Tottenham. Solanke hasn't really gotten the hottest start. And then Son as well, kind of been off the mark. He should have scored in the Brentford game, missed a clear chance. Matters. James Maddison has generated a ton of chances. Kulusevski, he's going to be interesting. Porro bombing down with the overlap with Johnson's going to be interesting. Their goalkeeper is kind of a little shitty. This Vicario guy, not buying him. But the team, this is a very strong Spurs team. They should be playing better. They aren't playing better. You know, I have watched a lot of their highlights. Compared to United, I think they are firing, just not getting over the line. I know United has an XG deficit as well. But this is going to be a tough test for Manchester United, definitely on another level than Crystal Palace or Twente.
Yeah, I mean, Porro has been super effective. Johnson, like you said, I think it's going to be a big test for Delo, who had a bad game against 20. Let's be honest. He got exposed a couple times. And Maddison finally finding his feet after his transfer last year. So they're a dangerous team. Solanke, he'll be licking his chops. He's got a decent goal scoring record against United. And speaking of a good goal scoring record against United, sorry, you got to pronounce his name.
Human Son.
Human Son. I always get it wrong. Apologies. He's a player. 30. I can't believe he's 32 years old. That's crazy. Club captain, best player on the team, always dangerous, goal scorer, who will be a great United player.
You know, this is exactly right. Like I feel like we're trapped in the wrong simulation. Like, you know, the multiverse. We're in the one where United, like, there's a multiverse where United's winning, and like Harry Kane is the striker, Son's on one wing. You know, you have Rashford on the other. You got like James Maddison, Ward-Prowse, all these players kind of surround. We're just like winning with these old English, you know, like
Vardy's still around,
Son scoring goals, you know, like Ji-Sun Park. And the winning's just rolling on. Like he has United player written all over him. He's a little old now, but like that type of player is like a perfect United player. And I wish he was playing for our club. He's gonna be dangerous tomorrow.
He's a great player. I mean, he's a great player. He has a tendency to score against us, like you said. Like if United were where they should have been over the last decade, he would have joined United. He just like he was like a marketability. He's like a god in Korea, and he's a fucking unbelievable player. So yeah, we got to keep an eye on him, club captain. But they're dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, ref watch.
Shout out to that Johnson kid as well.
He's very good.
Very good youngster coming through. And ref watch, we got a bad one. Chris Kavanagh. This guy
terrible.
Is horrible. Again, he's from Manchester. Doesn't like giving us a shout, but he is ref some horrific games with Manchester United at the helm. Like, I just don't like him. This guy's one of the worst refs. You can hit just his facial expression, doesn't know what's going on.
He's a fucking dope.
He's
bad, bro.
Like, there's certain like the thing about being a referee is you have to be consistent. So if you're consistent giving a lot of yellows, give a lot of yellows. You're consistent not giving yellows, don't do that. This guy's all over the shop. Like that, you don't know what you're gonna get with him. Nervy, unsure, just don't like him.
No, I mean, like you said, a good ref, like an elite ref, is just they're unflappable. You know, like players get in their face, fans getting heated up. They call a consistent game. They call it the same for both sides, and ideally the same from game to game. And he gets rattled. I don't think he likes us, and he's just not a very good ref. So that'll help. So United better pour it on because he's not going to give us any preferential treatment. Obviously, Chris Kavanagh, come on.
All right, booking the bookies. What do we got for odds here?
Can't believe my eyes, sir. United is the favorites. Dear God, that does not bode well. Plus 135 at home for United, plus 280 for the draw, plus 175 for Ange's Tottenham Hotspur to dare us to do so. The cockerel. We got to beat him up. Big game. Must win. Good God, these must wins.
Before we get into our predictions, we got to be thinking, what is the formation for Manchester United, sir? What do you think Eric Ten Hag and co are going to go for?
I think it's the defense picks itself. You know, it's going to be that. I think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. You know, the way he tends to like it. I think he's going to stick with the same back five. Now we call it back five with Onana as. What was that? Palace. So Maz, DeLitt, Martinez, DeLow. See, the midfield's the one that I think is tricky. He's going to rotate the front three, of course, as he's been doing. But it's like he could play Ugarte, Casemiro, Bruno.
Oh,
I know, but he could.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting. I mean, disgusting. That's a little dramatic. I think it's going to be Ugarte, Kobe, Bruno, Garnacho, Xerxes, Rashford, because I think Rashford over the top is dangerous, and he's got a very good record against Spurs. So what do you got for your starting 11?
Yeah, I'm going to say same back line that you did, but Ugarte's not going to get the start. I think this is a bridge too far, especially considering how he looked against Twente. I think it's going to be like hey, he's not ready for this fixture just yet. I think you're going to get the Kobe, Eriksson, Bruno midfield. You could drop Bruno for Mount, but that would be like historically offensive. I think you could do an early sub for Bruno if he's not effective, but you got to go with your captain, Rashford. I want to see Højlund, heavy metal Højlund up top, and I need to see Garnacho on the right. That would be what I would go for. As far as what Ten Hag is going to do, sir, nobody knows. And given we got our match prediction game, what is your score prediction for Tottenham Hotspur? What result are you predicting? We have to update everybody. I just had my first result wrong. Twente, I picked the win. We obviously drew. Tough times here. I gotta get back to basics. Tottenham, what do you got?
I think United squeak it out. 2-1 win for Manchester United at home against Tottenham Hotspur. So what do you got?
I hate to do it, sir, but, my match prediction record is on the line. 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United lose. I watched the highlights of Tottenham recently. They look sharp. That attack, they're going to punish us. The Twente attack isn't punishing us. Crystal Palace didn't punish us. You're just waiting for a team to finish 2 or 3 past you. We could score 3, but I'm thinking we haven't really been pulling the trigger there either. Despite our big chances, we are creating big chances. So maybe I'm trying to win the competition. I'm saying 3-1 Tottenham Hotspur. Hate to see it.
We'll find out. We will find out soon enough. It's tough times either way. Must-win territory. Exactly where you want to be at the end of September. Just like in the meaty part of the curve, ready for the season to just get exciting. We just got Europa League going, 4th round of the EFL Cup, and this is exactly when you want crisis mode to hit. It's like the leaves are just turning. Hell is falling. The sky is falling. Hell is here. Welcome to hell. This is Manchester United. Get used to it.
Sir, you never want crisis mode. You want to just win every single game, win every single trophy, and just ride off into the sunset, have a nice summer break, come back, win every trophy again, do it again. That's just kind of the way things should be. But instead, we're in the bizarro simulation where Man City are winning everything.
Cheaters.
While cheating. Are they ever going to get them?
They're not gonna, by the way, they're not getting in trouble. Hey, here's your sneak preview. They're not going to do shit. And City's going to be like, see? Totally exonerated. Nailed it. They're going to be like,
by the way, those City fans that you hear like defend them right now, it's just brutal. It's like, well, why don't you just be like, hey, man, I just don't care. But like, yeah, I think they did some shady stuff. Like,
because they did. And effectively, they have got like really good lawyers. They know what they're doing. Yeah. They built a hell of a team. But they have cheated.
Yeah, cheaters. Well, look, that's it. That's the podcast. You like the American Red Devils. Let's hope we can get a dub. Need some hope, sir. Never give up, never surrender. That is the motto of Manchester United and this podcast. If you want to support the American Red Devils, check us out at americanreddevils.store, patreon.com/americanreddevils. You want to be a top Muppet, sir? Give us our top $10 last 7 days.
Number one, how you doing? Where are we going? Let's go, baby. I'm talking about Brooklyn, New York. No, let's see it. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a season. Already, is it over yet? Is the season over yet? John, $1,000. You think the manager's got a $1,000 stare? We're on YouTube now, sir. They can see our 1,000-mile stare. Okay, top cities, last 7 days. How you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, Dublin, Ireland, Brooklyn, New York, New York, Houston, Texas, Oslo, Norway, Atlanta, Georgia, Melbourne, Australia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Hang in there. It could always get worse. Hopefully it won't. Big game on the weekend. Tottenham Hotspur. Lads is Tottenham. Come on. We're Manchester fucking United. Let's beat them up. Just come on. We've got a good squad.
Yes.
We've got a better team than they do.
We are Manchester United.
We are Manchester United. Remind yourself that.
Sir, we are Manchester United. It's starting to become we were.
No, we are. we always are. United's had shitty periods. We're just in a trough. We're in the trough.
It's like going down.
It's been shit for
it
a
hasn't
while.
It's
not going up, but it hasn't going down. We've been down. This is down.
In the league. Look, it's a tough. Manchester United used to laugh at all the other fans of all the other teams. Just
it's called karma.
Then fans of but here's the deal: the other fans used to talk smack because United were not good, and then they used to talk smack. Now United hasn't been good for so long; they don't even talk smack anymore. This is becoming more. But sir, we have to remind them we have won it 20 times, Man United. Never forget. Let's go.